Hello, human geography students. Welcome to Unit 2, Population. So, some objectives of Unit 2. We're going to have four main objectives throughout the unit. The first is I can describe human population distribution throughout the world. I can analyze and explain the impact of changing birth and death rates using the DTM. We will dive into the DTM project after winter break. I can use a population pyramid to make a prediction about the needs of society, and I can explain migration and immigration patterns of the world, both past and present. So, welcome to day 1. So, we are going to start out with what is population? First off, demographics or demography is the study of human population. Okay, the study of human population. So when you hear about the demographics of the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, that's looking at the study of human population. Population is how many people live in a given area. So, question for you, what do you think the average state fair population is? Obviously not in 2020, but in past years. The Minnesota State Fair population, right? People don't live at the State Fair. Well, maybe a few people do, but around 2 million people attend the State Fair annually. The attendance in 2019 was a record 2,126,551 people, and the highest daily attendance in the history of the fair was 270,426 on a Saturday in 2018. How many of you like going to the fair? I miss the deep fried pickles, deep fried candy bars, Sweet Martha's cookies. All right, population concentrations, also known as clusters. Okay, so population clusters. Here is a choropleth map for us. 2/3, think about that, 2/3 of the world's inhabitants live in East Asia, Southeast Asia, South Asia, and Europe. 66% of humans on Earth. Okay, the Indus and Ganges River are extremely densely populated, and we'll take a look at that, right? The darker the shade, the more persons per square kilometer, if you look up at that key there, right? So very densely populated. The United States isn't really population cluster-wise, just a little bit there on the East Coast, but we are not densely populated. That is the Indus and Ganges River in India. Extremely populated areas on either side of both rivers. Okay, so why is population distribution different around the world? And what factors into these dense populations? Is it climate? Is it resources? We'll talk more about that as the unit goes on. So, we are going to do this in our live session today, so I'm going to skip over this. But we will move to the two types of population density. Okay, arithmetic. Arithmetic is the total number of people divided by the total land area. Okay, the total number of people divided by the total land area. Physiological population density is the number of people supported by an area of arable land, okay, land that's able to be farmed. Okay, physiological, number of people supported by an area that can be farmed. Agricultural, the ratio of farmers to the amount of arable land, farmable land. Ratio of farmers to the amount of arable land, population density. Okay, this is our last slide. Some key terms here. Those of you who have your textbooks, fantastic. Open up to page 40 and 41, looking at population growth. The reason that these key terms are so important is because we'll constantly use them in our vocabulary during Unit 2. So crude birth rate. That is the total number of live births in a year for every 1,000 people alive in society. A crude birth rate. Crude death rate. The total number of deaths in a year for every 1,000 people alive in society. Natural increase rate, also known as NIR, is the percentage by which a population grows in a year. Okay, maybe you grow, maybe you shrink, maybe you stay the same. Natural increase rate, percentage by which a population grows in a year. Doubling time. Doubling time is the number of years needed to double a population, assuming a constant rate of natural increase. Okay, so looking at how many years it would take for a country, say Australia, to double their population. Doubling time. All right, that is what I have for you today. 2.1 through 2.3 to start Unit 2. I hope you have an awesome day.